if you're in there,
Or I'll fix it.
those ones got to go
There.
down. Okay, there we go.
You good?
We are live streaming. You see me?
There.
If you guys are in there, pop in. I know it's kind of late.
Do you want a light on?
I don't think so. I think you guys can see me okay. So if, oh, no, that's terrible. Okay, so if you guys are in there, leave your comments. I know it's a late live stream. It's 10 after 7 here. So 7:10 p.m. Pacific time here on the Southern Gulf Islands. Current temperature is 5.3 degrees Celsius. And we had a beautiful day here today. The sun did try to shine, but we got one person in there. Got another person in there. We got Bigfoot Squad in there. There's Aloha, checking out Wendy's channel. I'm just, I'm live streaming on her iPhone right now. Sometimes it's kind of easy and I can move around the house, but I'm actually sitting in the kitchen. GD Gardens is there, right on. Garrett's there. Awesome. Good to see you in there, bud. Hope you guys are having good weather down there. I know the Vortex is hitting some places over there. And there is Frank. Wow. Perfect timing. And there's Benjamin. And there's a few people in there right now. Yeah, I just started doing the stream. It's kind of funny. I was down in the basement today looking through some of my old magazines. And here's some of my older Palm journals. This is the Palm journal. This one's from 1990. This was I used to be in the Southern California chapter. So, and at each beginning of each journal, they had a nice photo. I think is that a hide-escape? How are you? How are you? Look at that. Isn't that a beauty? That's a nice palm right there for you palm lovers out there. So this journal was from September 1990. And this one here is from November 1990. I got them that go back even older than that. Southern California. Look at that. Sidrostachys ringa. That's the lipstick palm, sealing wax palm. Aren't those beauties? I love those. When we go to Hawaii, I admire those. There's some nice ones growing up in Lion Arboretum. You see them sporadically around Maui. Really tropical palm. Goldstream, BC, a good place to live. And there's lots of palms in Goldstream, isn't there, Wendy?
Oh, God, yeah.
You know what?
Goldstream?
Goldstream's
Yes.
full of palm trees. Wendy gets her dogs groomed down there, our little dog, and it's full of palm trees. Sally, this popped up, and I don't know why I clicked on it. Are you? Hey, you're in there. Sally, you can join in the live stream. If you got any questions, you want to talk about plants, it's basically a gardening live stream, but sometimes we get off subject. But I mean, sometimes we talk about travel, we talk about food, we talk about art, and we just talk about whatever's on your mind. The Trachycarpus is growing, GD Gardens. Oh, good, right on. Yeah, the one that we have here. Did you see the latest video I put up? I planted that thing in September 2015. I transplanted it. I dug it out by hand. And Sally, no, Joe, John. Oh, yeah, you're on there. Cool. I got put my glasses on. It's 8B. I want to live there because, yeah, you'd like Goldstream is full of palm trees, man. Nice to see you in there, John. So this is Wendy's YouTube channel. And I've been live streaming on here for her. Lakeside Drive, Surfside Beach, South Carolina. Nice. Nice place to be. Wherever palm trees grow, it's a good place to be. But anyway, Benjamin, Goldstream is full of palms. I have videos on Goldstream on my YouTube channel. How about a few likes for the channel? Wendy's channel. Yeah, this is Wendy's YouTube channel, not my channel. I appear in a lot of her videos here, but this is not my YouTube channel. Trust me, it's 100% Wendy's. Here's a nice one. Look at this Lacala. Isn't that a beautiful palm? This is the Southern California Palm Society Journal. This one here is January 1990. There's the date on it right there. That's how old these ones are. January 1990. These were great journals. Snow on some palms right there on a washi. Pretty cool, eh? I got a lot of old journals, bunch from the 80s too. And it's not that expensive. Goldstream is so full of palm trees, Benjamin. Watch my videos on Goldstream on Banana JSSI. They might be on Jungle Joe C or check Banana JSSI, but the town of Goldstream, when you drive through, is palm trees from one end to the other. All the streets have palm trees on them, and there's nice camera ops. My Pindo palm is happy. Good. That's perfect, GD Gardens. And when you have a happy Pindo palm, you have a happy palm owner. My friend is South Carolina address. Cool. I'd like to go to South Carolina. Here's a look at this palm. It looks like a Wadishia bifurcata, but it's not. They call it a Normambia. I've never even heard of it. Boy, it sure looks like a foxtail to me. Look at that. Doesn't it look like a foxtail? This is in the Southern California chapter. It's amazing what people grow down in Southern California. They got a good climate down there. A very good climate. So I got my glasses on so we can actually see. I'm going to grow CIDP, good microculture. We have first mature. Yeah, well, you just have to protect it when it gets cold. I think the only place they could really grow here without protection more long term would be the far west coast of Vancouver Island, and Goldstream's here on the east coast of Vancouver Island, just like the Southern Gulf Islands. So I've seen them survive here. Have you grown hardy coconut palms? No, I've grown lots of coconut palms. Well, at least 4 coconut palms, but they're certainly not hardy GD gardens. They all perished on me, and it was mostly because of spider mites, right? Mostly because of spider mites got them and nuked them. That's what it is. Spider mites are really bad for coconut palms when you bring them inside the house. It's the dry air, and they absolutely dislike dry air all the time. And I didn't mist them enough, and they were very prone to the mites. I ended up kicking them outside, and it was the cool weather that got them. So Cocos nucifera is one of the most tricky indoor plants to grow. Palm trees, right? Because they like really warm temperatures all the time. They don't like ups and downs. Kind of like a Ficus benjamina tree. You go ups and downs, it's going to lose its leaves. Well, Cocos nucifera do not like ups and downs. They like consistent temperatures. They like warmth all the time, and they like high humidity, and they also like a lot of sunshine. So the last coconut palm I bought was have you ever tried a Licola? Yes, I had a Licola spinosa back at my last location back in the 1980s, and another one had died, a house plant. I'm going to grow less trackies compared to other palms as they are a lot. You know, there's tons of trackies in BC. Goldstream's full of Trachycarpus palms, big ones, all over the place. And I kid you not, when you drive through Goldstream, you're in palm heaven. That's how many palm trees are in Goldstream. The mayor there is a palm nut. Because I asked somebody, who's responsible for all these palm trees growing along the streets in Goldstream? And somebody said the mayor. The mayor is responsible for it because he loves palm trees. So there you go. Got to check out Goldstream. It's not very far from here, that's for sure. It doesn't take very long to drive to Goldstream. Anyway, Licola, I've tried so many palm species over the last 35 years of growing palm trees. Benjamin is in Quebec. How's the weather out there, everybody? How's your weather doing? Right now, it's about 41 degrees here, something like that. It's 7:15 p.m., and we have mostly clear sky here tonight, so it's going to be cooler tonight, but there's going to be no frost or anything. And today, it was pretty warm. Well, for this area, for this far north, it was pretty nice. It was around 49 degrees. Quebec was girl cussing out tourists. Yeah, that's my video, and somebody used it. A few people have used that video. They've taken it from me and used it. Actually, one guy did ask me permission. I just had somebody else message me. I often get people message me because I have a lot of videos on YouTube, and they ask if they can use my videos. And one lady offered me $300 to use one of my videos. And you know what? I said, just use the video. Kiss the Baby Blast Off is in there. It was the one about the swing set at Drummond Park. She just messaged me tonight. She wants to use it for something she's doing. So, Blessed of 57, Yunnan Mater is a Yunnan. Blessed of 577. Don't know what that is. Anyway, nice to have you guys in there. If anybody else is in there, feel free to come in. Do not be shy. We are live streaming on IslandRock. And the name of Wendy's channel is that because we do live on the Gulf Islands here. It is the Southern Gulf Islands. There's a lot of Gulf Islands, folks, and we are in the Southern Gulf Island chain. North of us, far north of us, are the Northern Gulf Islands. So if you go up to Gabriola and Denman and Hornby, and I'm guessing Savory is even farther up, there's a lot of Gulf Islands in the strait. So we are the southernmost Gulf Islands. And Salt Spring Island is... I think the farthest southwest of the Southern Gulf Islands. We're tucked right up against southern Vancouver Island. French Quebec girl. How come so many Canadians have language barrier problem? We don't speak French out here at all, man. There's very few French-speaking people out here in the West. All of the French-speaking people usually live back east, but I'm not going to say we don't have Quebecois here. There's a lot of people from Quebec that moved to Salt Spring. I will try Boutia jubei. I have it. I grow it. We have brahia. We have cycads. Arbutus trees are weeds. They're everywhere here. We have towering 100-foot arbutus trees all over the property here. Do you know Brad's? Yeah, I know Brad's greenhouse. He's up in, I've commented on his videos. He's up in Comox, I think, somewhere up there. Benjamin Q speaks French. He's from Quebec. Yeah, I don't speak any French. Zero French. Matter of fact, I did not like taking that in school. I did not like taking French in school. I absolutely hated it, and I did not like my teacher, and that's the truth. That was when I was in grade 8. I had to take it in grade 7 too. You actually have to take it in school at least 1 year. Grade 8 was mandatory, but I'm never going to use it. So not a lot of people speak French out west here, so it's not really needed. But if you want to get a government job, like say working as maybe a police officer or working in the airlines or working as a border patrol, it's probably good to have a second language like French. I mostly speak English and Spanish as my parents' relatives live in Argentina. I'm not. Yeah, I'm not. I don't. The only thing I know French is eating poutine. I like poutine. And that's a French thing. That's a Quebec thing. Poutine. Benjamin, do you eat poutine? Poutine is good. Not good for me, but it definitely tastes good. Can you guys see me okay on this tiny little iPhone? I got it actually plugged in, so I'm sitting up on the counter here. And I went to English school and speak Spanish. Oh, cool. So you are Spanish. Bigfoot, I'm ready to kiss the baby. Yo, blast off is in there. How's the weather over there, Mike? What's the weather like over there in Pennsylvania? Yeah. Did you see what happened at the White House? Yeah, no, it wasn't the White House. It was the Capitol. It was crazy, eh? Holy cow. I never really saw a lot of it. I just had the Toby Josh is in there. I just heard a lot about it on the news. It's a lot of crazy stuff going on in places, huh? So stay safe out there. Low 40s. Yeah, it's low 40s here too. Hello, aloha is my greeting. Yes, that's our greeting too. It has aloha all over the place. Right in front of our B&B, it says aloha. It says aloha on our gate, I think, and it says aloha in front of Wendy's Gallery 59. It says aloha. The highs. Yeah, our high today was around 49 degrees. Exactly. I'm actually not into politics. Low's been mild. Good. Perfect. That's good. Mild is good, Mike. That's what you want. You want mild. You want mild temperatures. I like mild. And yeah, I mean, the long range 40s next 10 days. That's perfect. The long range forecast here for the next 2 weeks is balmy and palmy. I don't see any cold. I don't see any frost. We had one tiny light frost, so light it didn't even fry the bananas. My high caffeine, my high was holy 92. That's pretty hot. Yeah, not here, man. We're not going to see any 92s. We may not even see a 92 next summer, but that's okay. We'll definitely see some 80s, but 92 is pretty toasty for this end of the island. This end of the island is much cooler in the summertime, and when I'm riding my motorbike, I can really feel the warm and cold spots on the island. You know, it's really weird when you ride a motorbike around Salt Spring Island because it's so mountainous and so hilly. You go into valleys, you get down by the water, and anywhere near the water is really cool. So I'll be driving by the fig farm. Down the road from us, there's a commercial fig farm. There's a vineyard. From here, it's always the coolest spot where I ride, right up here in the summertime. It's just so ocean influence. It's like somebody has an air conditioner on in the summertime. It's cool. And then I get a little bit farther south, about 4.5 kilometers south of here, and it is just absolutely toasty warm. It gets, yeah, that's too hot for me, 127. Fingers crossed, maybe I hope so. I would Malta, but I can't zone push. Yeah, Malta would be nice. Malta, my relatives live in southern Italy. There's lots of palm trees where they live in the southern tip of Italy in Reggio Calabria. Calabrese, they live in Ardori, a town called Ardori, right across from Sicily. And I've said it before, they're on the toe of the boot. And then Sicily's right here. So there's Sicily and there's my relatives right there, looking at Sicily. See you later, Benjamin. Benjamin's got to go. Benjamin's got school tomorrow, so it's pretty late there. It's, well, Benjamin's 3 hours ahead of us. So like I say, it's only 7 something. Here it's 7:20 p.m. Pacific time here on Salt Spring Island. So not super late, but I get up at 5 in the morning. Online school. Well, you guys do online school. Everything's open here, Benjamin. There's no lockdowns on Salt Spring. Everything is open. And by the way, our school week here is only 4 days a week. When you live on Salt Spring Island, if you're a kid or a teenager going to high school, middle school, or elementary school, you only go 4 days a week. So you get every Friday off. Isn't that awesome? All my kids grew up going to school 4 days a week, and it is great. Salt Spring's awesome. Yeah, I would love to go 4 days a week. If I was a kid, I had to go 5 days a week. But the school week has always been 4 days on Salt Spring Island. The teachers like it, and the kids love it. Yeah, only 4 days. It's only been 4 days. That's just the way it is here. Yeah, we don't have any here. There's 0 here. Oh, Angela's. Hey, cool. Good to see you in there. Yeah. I do go live a lot. I've probably done 100 lives. Salt Spring Island is a pretty wild place. For those of you who've never been to Salt Spring Island, you have to visit one day. It's a pretty interesting island, and like I said, there's a lot of history here. And you know what's funny? Vesuvius on the west side of our island. I always thought it was named after Vesuvius in Italy, and but that's not all of BC, Benjamin. That's Salt Spring Island, the Gulf Islands, right? So Vesuvius is named after HMS Vesuvius. It was actually a ship. And Ganges is named after the HMS Ganges. HMS Ganges was a British naval surveying ship that surveyed these waters. So it was a naval ship, but surveyed these waters, the southern Gulf Islands, many, many moons ago. So that's what Ganges is named after, our village. It's not named after the Ganges River in India, just to let you guys know. And you guys already know the Hawaiian history on Salt Spring and the Black history. So lots of Blacks here that came. There's not as many anymore, but they came back in the day, back in 1859, and then the Hawaiians came here as well. Those are among our first settlers here on Salt Spring Island. Black Americans. They got their way out of slavery. They came from Missouri. They went to California, and then they came up here to Salt Spring Island. First, they landed in Victoria. They came over to Salt Spring. I mean, I know Salt Spring has a lot going on, but when you tell me it's 4 days a week, no lie, Toby, Josh, I wouldn't BS you. It's 4 days a week. You can Google it. It probably even tells you there. So we have several elementary schools here. We have one on the north end here my kids went to. And then we have Salt Spring Elementary. And then we have Fulford Elementary. And we have Phoenix. So there's 4 elementary schools. And there is 1 high school. We have the only high school in all the southern Gulf Islands. So the kids from the outer islands come in by school boat every morning. I see them every morning when I'm in the park down by the water there. They come in off the boat. And then we have 1 middle school. Next, you're going to tell me the police school. No, they don't. But there's not a lot of cops here, trust me. There's not a lot of cops on Salt Spring Island. They're pretty lax. I know them. I know a lot of people here, man. And they are it's a pretty mellow place, put it that way. But seriously, yeah, it's always been a 4-day school week since my kids went to school. And my oldest kid is 30. He's going to be 30 in February. So their whole school years, it was 4 days a week. And some people didn't like that. Some parents don't like 4 days a week. They don't think their kid's getting enough education. But you know what? My kids were fine. They all turned out fine. I don't think it's a big deal. The school day is a little longer. I think they go till 3:15. I think they go to 3:15. And I think school starts at 8:30. 8:30 to 3:15 or something like that. No tequila. We have tequila, but it doesn't rain tequila here. But could you imagine if it did rain tequila? I don't know if that'd be good for the palm trees. But yeah, no, it never affected my kids going 4 days a week. My oldest son, he does accounting. And then my youngest son, he's still trying to figure out what he wants to do, but he works. He works full time. He's got a good job. And then my daughter works in the school system, my Sammy. So, but all my kids are born and raised on Salt Spring Island. And it's never affected him. And you know, there's other kids from off island that come here as well, like from Vancouver Island on Vesuvius Ferry every day. Well, 4 days a week, they come over by ferry, and then a school bus picks them up at the ferry and brings them to the high school. So there's about 40 kids from Crofton on Vancouver Island, where the ferry terminal is. They come over here to Salt Spring Island because they like the 4-day school week. Isn't that crazy? And then you go over there and it's 5 days school week. 5-day school week just across the water there. Yeah, gotta love it. It could rain pineapples. I got pineapples growing here in the kitchen. I got some growing in with the bananas. We got some nice bananas growing in the kitchen here, and there are pineapples growing in them. What month is the best time to visit? Coquitlam. Summer months, late spring, summer is always nice. May, June, July, August. We have a B&B here. We have 2 B&Bs here on Salt Spring Island. You can look them up on booking.com. Magnolia Petal, B&B. Magnolia Petal accommodation on Salt Spring Island. So, because we have magnolias here, and lots of palm trees. So Magnolia Petal. And then their other one is Arbutus Blossom. So Wendy runs 2 accommodations here on our property. And yeah, there's actually somebody that just booked in. A hydro guy that's working over here needs to book in for a while. So she just took a booking. But generally in the wintertime, it's quite slow. And because of what's going on in the world, it started later this year. Usually she's going right through the spring. And it started beginning of July this year. Just because of, what's going on. I don't even like to say it, but it's still going on, but we don't have any of that here on Salt Spring Island. Thank goodness there is zero of what's going on in the world here on the Vortex. We call it the Salt Spring Island, the Vortex. Yeah, look at Magnolia Petal, Angela. Magnolia Petal B&B on Salt Spring Island. Look at her ratings and look at the gardens. It's you'd like it here, man. It's on the quiet, mild north end of the island, and it's only about a maximum 15-minute drive to town. Maximum. You probably get there in under 15 minutes. It's 11 kilometers to town. Put it that way, which isn't that far. And I drive to work every morning, which is just over 8 kilometers, and it takes me about 10 minutes. It's pretty quick because there's nobody on the roads. It's very quiet here. Only thing you're going to see on the roads here in the morning are deer and sometimes rabbits. But today there was 2 deer on the road. I had to slow down. I just about smacked into one of them. It would have been bumper Bambi. Yeah, lots of deer here on Salt Spring Island. So yeah, the weather's really nice. Right now it's kind of wet, Angela, so you probably would not like the winter months. And I know Coquitlam's not that far away. But the summers here are extremely dry. Very, very dry. But there's lots of lakes. We have 11 lakes on Salt Spring Island. And we have lots of beaches and we have lots of trails to hike. It's like I say, a very rugged, mountainous island from one end to the other. There's always something to do on these islands. You can always island hop and check out the other islands as well. There's Galliano, Maine, Pender, Saturna, Prevost. Prevost Island, not a lot of people go to. It's kind of like most of it's owned by a private family. Does Salt Spring have an airport? No, we have airplanes here all the time, but they're seaplanes, Sam. They take off and land in the ocean. So year-round, 365 days of the year, you can get planes out of here. They're always in the harbor. Salt Spring Island Air and Harbor Air, and that's often how Wendy goes to the mainland. There's no airport. Don't need an airport here. It's too small of an island. Go to Victoria. We go to Victoria to go to the airport. And then when we go to Maui, we fly from Victoria to Vancouver to Maui. But I've flown directly to Hawaii from, yeah, there's ferries. We have 3 ferry terminals. All the Gulf Islands are temperature same. No, different. All different. They're all a bit different, but pretty close. But it depends where you are because they're very mountainous, right? There's cold areas and warm areas within the islands because they're all very heavily, topography is like this. It's all up and down, high mountains, deep valleys. So if you get into the deep valleys, so we'll say tonight our low is going to be 38 degrees tonight. Let's just say our low is 38 degrees here tonight at this place, and you get into a deep valley. The low in the deep valley tonight could be 28 degrees. That's the difference. It can be a 10-degree difference easily on Salt Spring Island and within the other islands. It's much like Saturna Island here, the weather on the north end of Salt Spring Island, because we're really narrow. Really, really narrow here and lots of ocean around us. So we're completely regulated 100% by the Pacific Ocean here on the very northern tip of Salt Spring Island. But if you get into the middle of the island, it's going to be more extreme. I like palms. Yes, I do. Well, Bigfoot, I've been growing them a long time. How cold has it got your place so far? Minus 0.2 degrees Celsius. One early morning. That's it. We haven't really, the frost was gone. Like, I didn't even really see frost out there. And the banana leaves are still green, so minus 0.2. Ever since we started watching your palm videos, your wife's amazing. Oh, video. Ah, cool. I'm glad. Well, Angela, there's lots to know. And when you get here, I will teach you more about Salt Spring Island. And I can tell you some really cool points of interest, places to see, because I've lived here a long time. And like I say, my parents bought here in the 1970s. I've been coming here a long time. What's the difference between your rentals? Well, check out other rentals. There's about probably 200 B&Bs on Salt Spring Island. The difference between our rentals and the other ones is when you come here, it's like a jungle. It's like you've gone 1,500 miles south of where you shouldn't be, because we have a full-blown exotic / subtropical looking garden that looks totally tropical year-round. You'd like it here. We've had a lot of YouTube people stay here over the years. Trust me. Some very nice people we've met. We've had people from all over the world stay here. I think Wendy's got about a 9.5 rating on her B&B. It's a really nice accommodation. You'd like it. You got your own driveway. You got your own lanai, and it's surrounded by palm trees. What are you asking, Bigfoot? Cranberry Valley cold. Yeah, Cranberry Valley will be cold tonight. So if we get down to 38 or 39 tonight, guaranteed Cranberry Valley will have frost tonight. And actually at my park shop, tomorrow morning, if it's clear, there could be frost. Yeah, Definitely. But Angela, yeah, check it out. Magnolia Petal B&B on booking.com. But I tell you what, Angela, you're best to contact Wendy. If you decide to stay at our B&B, contact Wendy first and she'll give you a better deal than booking.com. Go directly through Wendy and message her. If you're on Facebook, you can see her under my friends, Wendy, or you can even message her here right on YouTube on this channel. Okay, so she'll give you a better deal than booking.com. Because Angela, you're a friend of mine. So you'll get a better deal. Trust me. And I'll make sure she gives you a better deal. She's good like that. And you'll like it. We have an art gallery here too. We have a really cool art gallery. When she was on the She Shed tour 2 years ago, man, we had got close to 300 people here. We're not on Facebook. Well, she's on Instagram. And then here, this is her channel on YouTube. This is Wendy's channel. So you can message Wendy on this channel. Leave a comment or whatever, or yeah, she's also on Instagram too. If you're on Instagram, she's in Twitter as well too, right? So, but let me know, and I'll send a message to her if she doesn't get it. When you're coming, if you decide to come and you decide, I mean, no obligation. If you decide to stay here, I'll make sure she gives you a better deal than booking.com, because booking.com takes a chunk of money off for themselves, and you can avoid the middleman by doing that. You know what I mean? You can go straight through the owner, Wendy. Yeah. And yeah, it's very quiet here. It's so quiet on this end of the island. It's peaceful. There's no neighbors. There's forest all around us. There's a beach across the street. You can walk through a trail, but they're really nice when it's just around the corner. It's about a 2-minute drive. It's called Sunset Beach, and there's beautiful sunsets there. It's just absolutely amazing. Oh, there's Sandor. Sandor, hey, there you are. Right on. It was a last minute. Live stream, and Wendy set me up here in the kitchen. I says, yeah, I'll do one for you on your channel, because I kind of like doing them on this iPhone, because I can do them in different parts of the house. So I'm actually in the kitchen right now, and I've shown him some of my older palm journals from years ago. Here's one from July 1990, and this is the Southern California chapter I used to be in, but they used to put pictures in like this. You're coming down, polar vortex. Wow, you guys are going to get the polar vortex around the 15th to 20th? Oh my God. I hope it doesn't happen, Sam. I hope it does not happen. I heard those polar vortexes are pretty darn nasty. My husband and I to your channel. Oh, cool. That's awesome. Yeah, Sandor's got a great channel. Lives in a really cool place, too. So 15th to 20th, and where's the polar vortex going to hit? I'm guessing eastern USA, and it's going to go straight down. Sometimes it goes straight down the Midwest, too. But a lot of times those polar vortexes go straight down the east, and so it'll hit New York, and then it goes into like Maryland, New Jersey, all those places. So batten the hatches, because polar vortex means cold, very, very cold weather. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything here. I'm personally banking on a normal winter here on Salt Spring Island, and I figured it would be with La Nina. Mainly Midwest and East Coast. Yeah, well, hopefully it doesn't happen. I hope you guys do not get a polar vortex. That's the last thing you guys want, is a polar vortex. I don't wish that upon anybody. Yeah, we don't get those here. There is no such thing as a polar vortex here. The only thing we can get is some cold air that can come down from Alaska once in a blue moon. And what it is, it's when Alaska likes to open her doors up and the jet stream comes straight down, it pulls it straight down the coast, and that cold, dry Alaskan air mixes with our warm, moist Pacific air, and it makes snow. So it generally doesn't get too bitter cold, but we do get a lot of snow out of it. And that I don't like. I think I'd rather have cold than snow. I'd rather have like maybe 25 degrees Fahrenheit and no snow, and sunshine over a foot of snow, wet, sticky snow that breaks and bends everything. That's the way I like it. I like clear and cold myself. Working in the rain does suck too. And I've been working in a lot of rain here. Yesterday, we were out bucking up a tree with the chainsaws. Another tree we'd found broken. It was beside one of the paths we made. And I put some pictures on Instagram. No, there's no polar vortex anywhere in the tropics, thank goodness. Leia Toll, just like Hawaii. I think the only vortex cold they're going to get, we call Salt Spring Island the vortex. There's actually a big sign when you get off the South End Ferry at Fulford, and it says, welcome to the vortex, Salt Spring Island. And I just posted a picture of that on Twitter earlier. Welcome to Salt Spring Island, the vortex. Just kind of pulls you right in. It's great. Salt Spring Island is a cool place. And I really couldn't see myself living anywhere else except if I won the lottery, then maybe I could spend the winter on Maui. But right now, I don't think I want to go to Maui. Just, this maybe the end of the year if everything's good. But right now, I think I want to avoid traveling for sure. Definitely want to avoid traveling. It's I don't think a good time to travel right now. Best to stay put and be safe. I know there's some places in lockdown right now. I think Ireland, England, Quebec. I think Quebec might be in lockdown too. That's crazy. Really, really crazy. Take that off. Okay, can you guys see me okay there? And how's the stream going? Am I fading out? Is it dying? I mean, the signal, it seems to have a pretty steady signal on this tiny little iPhone here. And it's an old iPhone too. It's not even, I think she got this 6 years ago. Okay, Sam could see me. Fine. Okay, Blast Off can see me. Has your island experienced 3 cases that I know of, Angela? And that was a while ago. They're all done. But we only had 3. Yeah, it's safe here, man. Salt Spring Island. Yeah, they do stream great, Toby Josh. You know what I said to somebody? Good, thanks, Sandor. It's like when you're on this island, you're a million miles away from everything. It's crazy. Yeah, we do have some crimes, people that like to smash a few windows in town here and there, a few vagrants, but they usually get taken care of really quick by the local rednecks. And I am a local redneck, but the rednecks here are good, but I don't take care of them. There's other people that take care of them. If you park your car too long on the side of the road, you will get your windows smashed out of it. I'm in the process of repairing my 2015. I've been doing a number of repairs. Wow, cool. Wow, you're a techie. This phone here, I think it's 2015 or 2016, something like that. It's a pretty old, I think it's a pretty old iPhone, but it still works, right? The one I have in my Parks truck is pretty old too. I think it's about 4 years old. So time for new. I wouldn't like living on an island unless it's a big. I don't like you leave. See, I do. That's the thing I like, Sam. I would like it farther out into the ocean myself. I wish we were another 1,000 miles out into the ocean and that much more remote. I like the feeling remoteness. That's what I like. I like the feeling of remoteness and only getting there by boat, and that way it keeps a lot of the crime out. And we're far enough away from the mainland where it's not like that. You're not going to get any gangs here. I work for the Parks Department. You don't see needles and stuff in the park. It's good. I feel very safe here. You can go to a bank machine at night and not have a problem. Salt Spring Island. No mountains here, Sandra. It's flat from one end to the other. It's like a pancake. It's a pancake. We call it the Pancake Island. No mountains. I'm very friendly, but I introvert so much, same remote. You know what? You would love it here, Angela. You'd like this property because it is so quiet here. It really is. So, well, you see in my YouTube videos. And you know what? I'm trying to think if there's Magnolia Petal. Well, you can see the pictures of Magnolia Petal, like I say, in booking.com. Check it out. And then you can see for yourself. And like I say, there's lots of other B&Bs here on Salt Spring Island. There's a ton of B&Bs. I think there's like over 200, no lie. And then there's hotels as well. There's the Seabreeze Motel. I wouldn't stay there though. But there's lots of palm trees at the Seabreeze Motel because I planted them there. I think it was 2000. In 2000, the guy was a palm nut that owned the place. He passed away. His name was Alex. And so I sold him about 15, I guess I must have sold him at least 15 palm trees, and planted them in half barrels at first. And then he wanted them in the ground. So then, it's sketchy, man. I don't like it. It's got bad, low reviews. It's not good, but the palm trees look nice. But the palm trees we planted in the ground quite a few years ago. He had them in the half barrel for maybe a couple years. And then we planted, just see, 1, 2, 3. We at that time in 2000, we planted 3 in the ground, and the rest were in half barrels along the parking lot. And I said, why don't you just put them in the ground? And so then we planted them all in the ground, and they're getting big. Myrtle Bay, Seaside Beach is also a kind. Yeah, we live on the 27th floor in Coquitlam, east facing. What would a good palm? East facing? You want to? For your inside, you want it inside? The best palms for inside are Rapis excelsa. Rapis excelsa lady palms are the easiest palms to grow inside. They're not susceptible to spider mites. They take low light. Outside, Trachycarpus. Because if you're going to have it outside, it's got to be hardy, right? So Trachycarpus. Outside, if you have a covered area, you could go Camarops humilis. Inside, you could also grow Livistona chinensis, Chinese fountain palm, which will also grow outside here too. So Kencha are good. Kencha are really good. Parlor palm, they're quite expensive, but lady palm and Chinese fountain palm, Camadori. Oh, you have Camadori. Yeah, we have those too, Toby Joss. We have one in the kitchen. We have two in the kitchen. We have one on the kitchen table that he's had for about 7 years. No, 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 not start from seed, Angela. Get them from the nursery. Go to Art Naps or something and say, I want the best indoor palm tree, the best hardy indoor palm tree that can take, say, lower light conditions, and it's just a tough palm. I mean, there's other house plants that'll take that too, like spathiphyllum or spathifolium. That is the, I'm glad sunsets are starting to get later. Yeah, it is starting to get later. Spathifolium is a peace lily, but it's not a palm, right? I noticed it's getting lighter later here too, which is a good thing. I noticed that when I was outside. I go, you know what? It's like 5 and it's like still light out here. So that's good. Days are getting longer. And I noticed I shot a video of one of our palm trees that, like I say, I transplanted in September 2015. And it sat there and sat there and sat there and did nothing. I was ready to get this palm out of there. Over 6 feet of trunk on it. And I looked at it today and it's like, man, that thing looks like it's actually growing. It looks like the fronds are opening. I've hit it with so much palm fertilizer, so much slow release fertilizer, so much Miracle Grow, top dressed it, this and that, water it as much as I could. It gets stressed in the summer because it's so dry here. But now with all the winter rains, that Trachycarpus looks like it is growing. Thank God I did not cut it down. I was ready to rip it out or take the chainsaw to it and cut her down. But Wendy says, don't bother. Just leave it. So I'm glad I listened to Wendy because that palm is growing. I dug it out of Grace Point. It was growing beside a big Eucalyptus stellulata, Black Sally eucalyptus. And it was really hard to get out because it was growing beside the building. And the roots from the eucalyptus went through. So I had to sever some of the roots from the eucalyptus tree. They ended up cutting the eucalyptus tree down. I got the palm out. I put it on a hand truck, a 2-wheel hand truck. I wheeled it up to my truck. And I swear that thing weighed over 300 pounds. And I lifted it onto the truck and I brought it home. Winter has been really dry. Oh, yeah, you guys way less rain than us. It's been so wet here. Extremely wet. It's been too wet. But you know what? I'm not going to complain because in another few months it's going to be too dry. So no use in complaining. The weather here is relatively boring. Are there any float homes there? No. There are no float homes here. You'd have to go to Cowichan Bay. There's people that live on boats. Been wet in Michael's place too at Blastoff. Wow. Wet is better than snow. Angela, no, I don't know of any float homes here. I just know of a lot of people that do live on boats because it's cheaper. If you go to Cow Bay, there's tons of float homes in Cowichan Bay. Matter of fact, our friends behind us here up on the next road over just sold their place and they're moving to a float home in Cowichan Bay. Here's the wettest in June, March, depending. Oh, June. June is a funny month here. We sometimes call it January, or it can be really dry. So sometimes it can be wet and sometimes it can be dry. This past year was dry. March is dry. That's been a dream. Oh, really? Cool. Check out the ones in Cowichan Bay, Angela. You did a video on that track. Yes, I did. I just did one today, and I was looking at one that I shot earlier. Like I've shot a lot of videos on it, and it's actually growing. I said to Wendy, guess what? I came home from work, and it's the first thing I see when I come through the gate. I see that palm. If I come to the back driveway and I go, I'm looking at it, and the fronds are opening up on it. I said, man, all that fertilizing has paid off. It's awesome. I'm so happy that that thing is growing that I do not have to pull out the chainsaw and cut it down. It's tough cutting down a palm tree. And I've never cut down a palm tree, or digging it out. I thought, maybe we should dig it out and replace it with something else. She says, no, leave it. It's just being stubborn. It was kind of in suspended animation. So I got another big one out there like that too. How many fronds do those things get a year there? Well, they don't stop growing here, Sam. They grow year round. So, I mean, they could get a dozen or more. I mean, I don't know if I've really counted them. I should actually count them, but they're constantly opening fronds. I mean, maybe they get 15 fronds here. I don't know, but they put out a lot. They're like, Trachycarpus are extremely fast growing palm trees. Maybe they put out 20. I don't know. Like I said, a seedling, one of my seedlings in 19 years is 30 feet tall, right? So figure that. You can figure out the speed, the growth speed on that. Seedling, planted as a seedling in 2001 is 30 feet tall. That's pretty fast, isn't it? So they are fast growers, and that just depends on the soil too. Growing conditions. If you have been good soil, I wish all. Yeah, you know what grows really fast, Sam, is Washingtonia robusta. Robusta in the perfect growing conditions, they can grow like 3 feet a year. Palm Nation is in there, sweet, awesome. How's everything going down there? It's good here. It's dry and good. It's really cool how community can grow. I found your channel first looking palm tree that led me to Wendy. Oh, cool. Oh, that's awesome, Angela. Well, thanks for coming. I appreciate you coming to the live stream. So, Angela, please join in with my live stream. I'll do one this weekend on my channel, Banana JSSI. Yeah, Robusta grow quick. They do. You'll see James is growing. They love that Ontario heat. And they actually grow fast here too, Washingtonia Robusta. There's a few big ones around, but a bad winter nuked them. My friend Brian had two. One of them had about 10 feet of trunk in his garden. And it was the last cold snap, I think, that killed it. I have videos of them. Yeah, Angela. Yeah, for sure. Pop into. I'll do a live stream this weekend on Banana JSSI. I was supposed to go to a course this weekend, but the course is canceled. So I will be sticking around the rock and splitting some eucalyptus firewood. I got a lot of firewood to split. That eucalyptus tree that came down in the garden. So I'm going to be cutting that up. I'm going to be busy with my axe, like Paul Bunyan, except I'm going to be splitting firewood, eucalyptus firewood. So, yeah. I'm looking forward to having the weekend off. And actually, the course was going to be good, but the problem is I'd have to get up at 5 on Saturday morning. And, on Saturdays, I do appreciate to sleep until at least just about 7. So getting up early on a Saturday does kind of suck, especially when I only get 2 days off. So, and it's going to be a while before we get our next long weekend. Our next long weekend is Family Day, and that is in February, something like that. So, but I don't know what time you guys go to bed. I head to bed here about 9. And what? No worries, really. Yeah, he's got good context. Sandor has a great channel, and it's interesting watching different people's channels. Do you get a spring break? I get a lot of holidays, but no spring break, man. I work full time for the Parks Department, and we're busy. So you're in bed already. You're awesome, Angela. No, I go to bed early too. I go to bed early, and I'm up very early every morning. 9 at night, 5 a.m. in the. I was up to this morning at 4:50 a.m. and I was out the door at about a quarter after 6, something like that. And I was at work by 25 after 6, something like that. It doesn't take me very long to get to work, pretty quick. But yeah, I wish I had spring break. I do go away to Tofino. Like we take a little bit of a break, like just a few days off, and go to the west coast of Vancouver Island to Tofino. So stay tuned for some palm videos. It's almost 11 there. Yeah, you guys are 3 hours ahead of us. 4 hours ahead. 4 hours ahead on the East Coast in the Atlantic Canada, and then another half hour in Newfoundland. It's funny time zone in Newfoundland, isn't it? Half hour over the Atlantic Canada. So we're Pacific, and then we have Mountain, Central, Atlantic, right? Channels like yours, Wendy's and Center, really good for the soul. Yeah, it's Wendy's too, and she edits her stuff. She's better at it, Angela. Thanks. She's good at editing. I don't edit anything. All mine's just kind of raw and edited, kind of a mix mash of everything. And but yeah, Wendy does like to edit, and that's a good thing. And she does have some art. I told her to put more art stuff on there. She's got a nice studio here where she paints too. And I said you should take the thing out there and do a live stream and show people how you do your artwork, because a lot of people like artwork, right? Watching people paint and stuff like that is kind of relaxing. Wendy's kind of zenny, right? She's more calm and mellow than me. I'm more like cranked up. That's why it's not very good for me to drink coffee, or I'm bouncing off the walls, right? Wendy's more like mellow, really mellow. So you'd probably get along good with Wendy really well. I mean, I think you'll get along good with me too, because I get along with everybody, but unfortunately I like to talk a lot. You probably tell me to be quiet. I'll talk about plants. I like to talk about plants. I give you a garden tour. There's lots to see in this garden. There's a lot of things to see here. I'd love to see Wendy do a lot. Yeah, Wendy should do a live stream. I told her to, the Bouncing Joe. Yeah, bouncing off the wall. Seriously, man, I'm super high strung. I'm cranked all day. I got tons of energy. I've been like that since I was a little kid, and I still have tons of energy. And then that's why I got to go to bed at 9, because I'm pretty much burnt out by 9. Right? I'll be sitting on the couch sometime on the chair in the living room watching TV, and I don't watch a lot of TV, but I'll sit down and watch maybe an episode or part of an episode of Suits, because Wendy loves Suits, and I pretty much fall asleep sitting down there. So, but live streams keep me awake. I drink caffeine constantly. Turns me into, oh really? I drink, you know what I drink, Toby Josh? I drink Nettle Tea, and I probably told you guys before. So my drink of choice is stinging nettles. I harvest all our own stinging nettles on our property. And then I have mint. We have fresh mint. And then I put ginger in it. So I buy ginger root, fresh ginger root. And Wendy dries the nettle. I'm going to show you. Hang on for a sec. This is what it looks like. So here's the stinging nettle, okay? So we put it in jars right here like this. That's stinging nettle. And I put that into my tea. Here's my thing for tomorrow. This is what I drink. This usually lasts me till lunch. Today it actually lasts me till after lunch. There's my drink of choice right there. And in there is stinging nettles and pepper tree. Do you have? Yeah, we have a Japan pepper tree, Mike. And there's mint in there and there's ginger. And that's the strainer. And it just sits in that thermal thing. And I put some hot water in it first thing in the morning. And that's my drink I take to work with me. It's awesome. I love it. I love nettle tea. I'm not a big coffee drinker, but I can drink coffee. So do you grow any saw palmettos? Because I don't... no. Well, you know what? There's two palms in the greenhouse. I was thinking they were saw palmettos, but I think they might be trithrinics. But I've grown it before. No peppermint tea growing here. Yeah, we have peppermint, lots of peppermint growing here. And I put that in there too. But I've grown saw palmetto, Sereno Reaping on my last property on the mainland, and it froze the first winter. I imported it from Southern California. It was a Neon Palm Nursery, I think it was. It was through the Palm Society. So I've tried saw palmetto. I've tried so many different palm trees over the years. It's not even funny. I really have. I've experimented with so many palm trees. So when somebody tells me they're going to grow this and that here, well, I don't know, man. I'll tell you. A lot of those palms are very short term, because if they did work here, you would see them all over the place. It's like, well, I'm going to grow a Mexican fan palm and I'm going to grow a Canary Island date palm. Well, let me tell you something. If they grew here long term, then you would see the flipping streets lined with them. That's the way it works, okay? So that's why you see Trachycarpus palms here everywhere, because they work. That's why you see Camaros palms here everywhere, because they work. That's why you don't see Washingtonias and you don't see Phoenix canariensis palms, because they don't work. They're short term. So unless you're willing to protect them when it gets cold, then they're going to work. But you're going to have to protect them. You get a winter like 2008, they're dead. I don't care where you are on the coast. Well, maybe Tofino. Tofino, they would still probably be okay. And people are just starting to kind of experiment with them there. Mexican fan, what are you talking about? No, I'm talking about Washingtonia robusta, Toby Jost. We do have Brahia armata here. It would be cool to see one of those sables get a good trunk. Yeah, there's one with 10 feet of trunk on it in Victoria. Kombucha. Oh, kombucha's good for you too. Yeah, kombucha's really good for you. There's another one too. Mata, Yerba Mata. Yerba Mata is a good one too. I used to drink that stuff back in the 80s. I actually have a special horn, a Yerba horn I got back. This one I got back in about 1983 or 84. You see this Yerba horn? Maybe I got it in 82. And it's from South America. It's a carved Yerba horn, and it's got this in it here, you see? And that's the strainer for the Yerba. And I used to buy bags of Yerba when I was younger, and we'd drink it out of this Yerba horn right here. Isn't that cool? That is the Yerba straw. It's like a really cool thing. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? Pretty cool, eh? Is that, I'm not sure what it is, but it's a horn from South America, and it's totally carved, man. Well, you know, Toby, we can grow tea. We can grow green tea here like Camellia sinensis. It works. I'm not sure about Yerba. I'd have to look that one up on the hardiness of it. But as for easily good 9A ilex, oh, okay. So it's like a holly. That's right, too. I think I have looked it up before. So it might work in a sheltered spot here. Interesting. But as for some of these palms that I know there's a fella in here and he's really keen on moving to the West Coast and growing huge tree holly. Yeah, okay, cool. The hollies are weeds here, by the way. The ilex, the English ilex. What do you think of the roe? What's roe? Mike, what is roe? I'm not too sure what it is. Anyway, drinking a lot of Yerba. Kombucha's good for you. And there's a lot of good things out there for you. So people grow crops commercially. So people grow. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Yeah. There's commercial vineyards here. There's commercial olive farm here. Big olive farm here. They claim it's the best olive oil you can ever get here on Salt Spring Island. They have a website called, what do you think, Road of Denim growing there? Denim. I'm not too sure what it is. Check out the olive farm on Salt Spring Island, okay? You can Google it. They have a website, the olive farm on Salt Spring Island. They have over 3,000 olive trees. They have an olive oil processing plant, And they have about I think 8 varieties or more of olives growing out there. I drive by it. I drove by it the other day. It's just absolutely gorgeous. Olive trees as far as you can see. And it's called the Olive Farm on Salt Spring Island. Evergreen plant. I'm not too sure of that one, Mike. Yeah, check out. I know the owners, Sherry and George Braun. I've done videos of it. I mean, they've let me in there to do videos of it. I've even tried an olive off the tree. It's absolutely disgusting. They got to be brined, right? But across the street from the olive farm, this is on the slopes going down in the Fulford Valley, is, I don't know what it is. What is it again, Mike? Throw that name at me again. There's commercial vineyards over there, big commercial vineyards on Salt Spring. There's also commercial fig farm. We grow blueberries. There's so many farms on Salt Spring Island. Lots of sheep farms. There's goat cheese. Olives grow well here too, I don't think. Yeah, they're grown commercially here, Toby. Big scale on Salt Spring Island. They also grow them on Saturna, and there's another olive farm on Pender Island. It's the only place in Canada we grow them commercially. Rhododendron. Oh, rhododendron. Oh, rhododendron. Oh, yeah. We grow them here. Oh, there's lots of rhododendrons here. But you know, Mike, it gets so dry in our garden. We grow that here too. Matter of fact, Good Buds, a massive farm is just on our road, right down the road from us, Sandor. It's called Good Buds on Salt Spring. Google that up. They got their own website. Yeah, rhododendron, Mike. Good Buds on Salt Spring Island. It's massive. They have about probably 15 to 20 acres of it field grown through the warm months, and they got a massive indoor building to grow it. Yeah, yours is great, Blast Off, and they should do well where you are in the Keystone State. They're native to our coast here, right? They're native up in Manning Park. Yeah, check it out, Sandor. Check out Good Buds on Salt Spring Island. It is big, really big. Wendy's daughter works there. It's a big company. I mean, you get medical and dental when you work there. Oh yeah, no, it's totally legal here, man. We have 1, 2, 3. I think we have four stores on Salt Spring Island where you can get the stuff, man. It's crazy. Yeah. But the big farm down the road, man, when you drive by, you smell it. Well, I didn't blow up. I got this iPhone battery. Oh, cool. You're a techie. That's awesome. Yeah, you don't want that. You don't want that to happen. I remember the iPhones that were catching on fire in the plains. You remember that? What was that one? Was that the Samsung or something like that? Several years ago, there was phones, batteries that were catching on fire. And I think it might have been the Samsung. You guys probably know better than me. I don't actually own an iPhone, and I've told you that before. I just have one in my park truck. Let's get my elbow up off the counter here. Wendy's got exotic acacia, a Samsung 7, that's it. I'm cheap, so I become it. Well, that's good, man. You're smart, Toby. Good for you. Keeping my elbow up off these hardwood counters are starting to hurt. I've got my arms crossed here. But I have an iPhone 6 or 7 at work. I think that's what I have in my parks truck. And that's what I take my Instagram pics on that. So people say, well, how can you take Instagram pics if you don't have an iPhone? Well, it's actually my park phone, and I always have it on me at work. So if I see something interesting, I do like to take a pic of it and throw it on Instagram. So I got a lot of plant pics on Instagram. As some of you know who are on Instagram, you know I like to take a lot of pictures because it just kind of, for me, it kind of records history. When you take pictures and shoot videos, you can look back on stuff. I can look back on some of my first videos. I remember the first YouTube videos I shot was in 2008 in Southern California. I was down at Costa Mesa at, I think it was Pacific Coast Plaza. And there were some beautiful Majesty Palms, but I was actually videotaping my oldest son skateboarding because he was a good skateboarder. And hey, Sam, can you go? You can do 4 here per household. What's your Banana Joe, Sam? I'm Banana Joe on Instagram. Everywhere it is Banana Joe. And Wendy's on Instagram too. Wendy Taylor on Instagram. And I'm also on Twitter. I heard they took away Trump's Twitter account today and Facebook account. Holy cow. Boy, that guy likes to stir up trouble, doesn't he? I heard they took away his Twitter account. Like, I follow him on Twitter because I love to read his tweets because they're just so out there, but they actually took away his Twitter account. So, oh well, that's life. I still have mine. And I posted a whole bunch of pictures on Twitter. I got a lot of tropical pictures on Twitter. What's the dog doing? Oh, he wants out. Dog wants out. He's trying to get back in there. Sorry, guys, I'm back. The dog wanted into the living room. It was crazy, yeah. It's just absolutely insane. Like, I really haven't seen anything that's going on in the States. I just heard. So they did, which is disturbing. I don't believe in censorship either. So That's why my stuff is kind of raw and unedited, but I still do watch what I say here because on YouTube, they do, Angela, they do have the YouTube police, right? And they do have Facebook police. I've been booted off of Facebook a few times over the years, and I lost my first account, and then I started another one because I said some things, and I guess the Facebook police didn't like it, or I posted pictures of something and they didn't like it, and they took it off. So unreal. And YouTube's kind of like that too. It is getting worse. Like you got to watch what thumbnails you even post on here because I've had my thumbnails removed. So on my other channel, Angela, because I have Jungle Joe C, I have a lot of videos that are actually age restricted. So I can put anything I want on there. So on Jungle Joe C, Angela, which is my other YouTube channel, and I have a lot of videos on there, thousands of videos. I have a lot of age restricted stuff on there, and so to watch them, you have to be like you have to sign in. I try not to watch news. Yeah, you know what? Exactly. A lot of the times the news is pretty depressing. We don't have cable vision here. I mean, there's cable vision. It comes into our house, but we don't subscribe to it anymore. We just have Netflix. So I really don't watch news on TV. I listen to it on Google Tower. We have the Google Tower here, and every morning I can say, "Good morning, Google," and it'll tell me the news. It'll tell me what's going on in the world, and that's all I got to know. But most of the time, I just ask it the weather. So right now, I'm going to say, "Hey, Google, what's the temperature in Calgary?"
The current temperature in Calgary is -6 degrees.
That don't sound like palm grown weather to me. Hey, Google, what is the temperature in Montreal?
The temperature in Montreal right now is -6 degrees. Due to current
Oh, you got Netflix too, Angela. You smart. I don't need news. I just look out the window. Yeah, well, here it's like we're very isolated on Salt Spring Island. So if there was no radio or no or TV, we really wouldn't know what's going on anywhere else beyond this island, right? Because it's kind of like we're in our own little world here. I mean, I swear there's people on this island that never leave the island. What is the temp date? Hey Google, what is the temp and date in Ohio?
In Dayton right now, it's 0 degrees. Due to current wind conditions, it feels like it's -4.
0 degrees Celsius, so it's 32 Fahrenheit, and it feels like it's about 25 degrees Fahrenheit. -4 is, I think, 25. No way. Is that right, eh? Cool. Yeah, we got the Google thing here. We got one down in the B&B too. I love it. I love this Google thing because I can ask it anything I want. Hey, Google, what's the temperature on Salt Spring? Let's see if it's the same as mine.
Sorry, I didn't understand.
Hey, Google, what is the temperature on Salt Spring Island?
The current temperature on Salt Spring Island is 2 degrees.
I don't know where that's coming from. It says 2 degrees. Yeah, so it could be at the I'm trying to think where that weather station would be. It might be at Art Spring at the base of Ganges. We have a lot of weather stations on Salt Spring Island. I'm not sure where that one's coming from. Yeah, interesting, eh? Hey Google, what's the temperature in Toronto?
The temperature in Toronto right now is -3 degrees. Due to current wind conditions, it feels like it's -8.
That's pretty cool, eh? Don't you love that? Knoxville, Tennessee was getting another winter storm. Hey Google, here's our dog out there. That's that crazy little dog barking up a storm. I've been ordering plants off the.
Oh, look, you can shine the camera out the window at the palms there.
Oh yeah, cool. No, I can't because it's facing this way. Yeah, I've ordered a seed offline before, but I'm more of a seed seller, so I ship a lot of seed online. Like every week, I am shipping seed all over the world. I've shipped out a lot of seed in the last couple of weeks. A lot of seed since I started running running my eBay. But I mean, people buy them off me privately too, right? So I find there's a lot more seed sellers online now, but it's not a good thing to buy live bare root palm seedlings in the wintertime. I'm just going to tell you guys that right now. And what I'm seeing on eBay is a lot of guys selling bare root palm seedlings. So, for instance, it's fine here. So say the low temperature here is 2 or 3 degrees Celsius, which is fine. It's above freezing. And I ship somebody in Montreal some of my palm seedlings. Well, they go by truck. That's the way it works. So in the prairies, and once you get east of our coast, the temperatures change drastically. So it could be -10, could be -15, all the way to Montreal. Right? It could be -6 when they get to Montreal. So those palm trees are going to be palmsicles, frozen dead by the time they get there. And it's happened to me once. and it ain't going to happen again. I shipped Mike Page, Coconut Mike, a bunch of 1 gallon Trachycarpus palms. Beautiful palms. I bare rooted them for him, boxed them all up. It was a huge package. And when they got there, they were frozen, man. It sucked. And I never even thought about it. And that was the first and last time I made that mistake. So I get people ask me, well, Joe, can you send me some seedlings? And it's not going to happen. When do you wait? Yes, I always wait till spring, Sam. But I see these guys on eBay. How cool? Tracky seed's not a problem. I mean, they can take -6, -7, maybe -8, something like that. I'm not worried about the seeds. They're a lot hardier. But bare root palm seedlings will freeze during transit. And yet I see these people on eBay offering seedlings and they're shipping them anywhere in North America. So these guys don't know what they're doing. They're obviously new at the game. And I've had it happen once, and now I think about it, how cold it gets between here and their destination. So I could ship somebody some seedlings in Texas. It might be really nice in Texas, but it might be cold in between, right? You know what I mean? So you got to really watch it. Just be careful buying seedlings at this time of the year. Be very careful. Hopefully the ones going to Texas might be airmail. I'm sure they are, but it still can probably get pretty cold. I see that. Yeah, you got to be careful. Just be very wary of ordering palm seedlings at this time of the year because they can freeze. Even if you have an outdoor mailbox and say they did come airmail and then the postman is going to deliver them to your mailbox and you have an outdoor mailbox and you don't get to those palm trees right away, the palm seedlings, and it's -5 out, they're going to be frozen dead when you get them. That's the way it works. I do in the spring and summer. I start shipping seedlings usually beginning of April. Beginning of April right through till, say, end of October, beginning of November, and then I stop again. I always watch the temperatures too. I like to watch the temperatures all around North America, right? You know, because it's not a good thing when you're sending somebody palm seedlings and they get there and they're dead. It doesn't look very good. So just a word of caution for you guys if you're buying stuff off eBay. Seeds are okay, but I would kind of pass on the seedlings, man, especially if it's going to be, you guys are getting a polar vortex and, you know, the Midwest can be pretty cold and a lot of places can be cold right now. So yeah, just seed, like I say, Trachycarpus seed, sable seed is good. Tropical palm seeds, I think, are a different thing too. What seedlings do you think you'll start shipping? Well, seedlings, I'll be shipping. I ship Trachycarpus fortunei and I ship Trachycarpus wagnerianus cross fortunei. That's what I ship. And all the other stuff I have at the nursery in pots, like we have tons of sable minors here, and we have some palmettos, we have Washingtonias, but they're all in pots. So I don't ship anything in pots. It's just too much of a hassle, and I can't ship them out of the country because I need a phytosanitary certificate, and there's no plant inspection agency here. We've had some warm Februarys lately. Yeah, oh yeah, it'll get warm where you are in the south, man. Oh yeah, you gotta like that. No, it ain't gonna happen here. I've seen lots of mild temperatures in February. February can be a beautiful month there. I got some sable cross. Oh, those are nice. Yeah, how are they doing? How are those ones doing, Sandor? That's right too. Yeah, we got some of those in the greenhouse still. I gotta pot a bunch more of them up. They're a tough palm. Sable cross brazoriensis are tough as nails. Good. They like the heat. Yeah, you plant one of those outside when they get a little bit bigger and maybe just give it a little bit of help when it gets cold. But they'll like your summer heat, that's for sure. Put it up against the building. Put it in a good microclimate. And I know James has a big palmetto in his garden. It doesn't look like it's got a whole lot of fronds on the top there, but it's sure got a big trunk. It kind of reminds me of the one growing in front of the Empress Hotel. There's a big one like that growing in front of the Empress Hotel in Victoria. And, okay, perfect, Sandra. Yeah, no, they should work for you. There's a big sable palmetto and a big Washingtonia robusta growing in front of the Empress Hotel in Victoria along the waterfront. And there's trackies out there and there's big camarows, but the palmetto doesn't look so good to me just because of the heat units there. It's got a few fronds at the top and it's got this big trunk. It just doesn't look right. The Washingtonia's got more fronds on it. Still not nothing to write home about. Like I said, Washingtonia is not a long-term palm here unless you're going to give it some help. So my friend Benjamin, if you're still in there, maybe listening, and you want to grow Washingtonia on our coast, you've got to do your homework. Sable the gardener prune. That Sable gardener got over pruned. Yeah, it came back nicely, Sam. That Sable rosii actually looks really good. I was there this morning. I had to go down to the beach. I cleaned up a bunch of junk on the beach at the end there. There's a beautiful beach, but a bunch of stuff floats in on it. So, yeah, the sable looks good, and so does the jubea. Jubea is coming along good. Thank God for this nice, balmy weather. Robusta love the heat. Yeah. And ours actually grow really good here too. Like I say, the ones in pots grow really good. I think the one in the ground I may end up digging out just because it's not happy. It's growing under some big trees. It's in the shade. I don't tend to it all the time. It's growing up at the other B&B. I kind of neglect that garden. There's camarops, 3 camarops growing up there too. And there's Trachycarpus palms. There's a bunch of Trachycarpus palms in the garden. There's a bunch of stuff. There's a big Trachycarpus out front with about 7 feet of trunk. And then there's a bunch of smaller Trachycarpus growing around here and there and whatever else. The Flipper is doing good. It's in a pot. It's in the tiki hut. That one's doing okay too. It's in I stuff everything in pots in the tiki hut except I still have 5 sagos we have outside in pots. We have a kumquat outside in a pot in front of the B&B. It's fully loaded with kumquats. Some of them are ripening. And I have date palms outside in pots, and I have Australian tree ferns outside in pots, and I have a lime tree outside in a pot. I'm trying to think what else I have in a pot outside. Do I have my avocado outside? No, I put that back in. I had an avocado out there too, but there's a lot of stuff out there in pots. I think for the high pressure coming over west. Dryer. Yes, it is. Yeah, we're lucky. Sago. Yeah, we have a lot of Sago Palms here, Sandor, and we have some in the ground too. We have 3 in the ground, and all the rest are in planters outside. And they stay out planters year round. I just wrap the pots up with bubble wrap. They're pretty tough, Sago Palms. Jeff's got a nice one in Victoria in his garden. It's awesome. Right by his house. It is absolutely beautiful. It's been out there for years. His jubea and butia, 3 jubeas and butia are to die for. You can see the video here. Wendy has the video of his palm garden on this channel. Palm trees on southern Vancouver Island. Palm garden, I think she titled it. It's Jeff's garden, Victoria, but he's got the mature stand of Wagnerianus palms. And I just sowed over 500 seed from those Waggies. So I'll let you know when they come up. I just sowed them, I guess it was last week I sowed them. So Wendy's got the video here, I think, of me sowing the seeds. So anyway, I won't tie it up too much longer on here, guys. I'll get out of here pretty soon. I'll wait another, let's just see. Does he have? He's got brahia. He does. Beautiful ones too. Been in the ground for years. Got 2 brahias, Sandor. He's got brahia edulis, brahia armata. He's got a huge sable minor, big sable bermudana, a very large trithrinax acanthocoma that he grew from seed. Has been in the ground 20 years. The trunk is as tall as me. It's full of spines. He's got Trachycarpus nova, tall, 20 feet tall. All of his palms are tall. He's got a massive agave americana, really big agave americana, just beautiful. I just got the recent Palm Society calendar a couple of weeks ago, and yeah, his garden's featured in there 3 times again. Southwest we had not a bad winter so far, 3 inches of snow. Well, that's not bad, not too bad at all. You got to like that. Well, hopefully it continues to stay mild. Wouldn't that be good? I like mild winters, man. Or even, you know what? It doesn't even have to be a mild winter. Just a normal winter here is fine by me. Normal winters here are good. Normal winters here are wet with sometimes occasional snowfall. It never, like I say, the snow never lasts long here. You know, like snow lasting a long time here would be like a week on the ground. That is a long time. But in the cold valleys, it lasts a lot longer. I mean, I've seen it last for 2 months in the Cranberry Valley and Blackburn and Cushion. I've seen snow on the ground there for 2 months. That's how cold it is. And that's no lie. I've driven through there where there's, you know, it'd be nice and Ganges and there's snow on the ground up in the Cranberry Valley. So I got some palm seeds from there. How cold do you get on average? 25, 28? Yeah, usually around 28. 25 is pretty cold, but we can get down to 25. Last year we had a really cold, I got to get to bed. Okay, take care, Sandor. And we're not taking the course. The course was canceled due to you know what's going on. They decided to cancel it. So no course. They postponed it to whenever. So I'll be around here splitting eucalyptus. But anyway, Sandor, thanks for coming in there. Let us know when the Bigfoot video or Bigfoot picture arrives. Wendy's Bigfoot drawing for you. I want to know for sure. And yeah, so 25 is pretty cold for these parts. It makes headlines in the paper. Usually around 28. And like I say, last year was really cold. Yeah, take care, Sandor. Have a good sleep. I'm going to go soon too. Last year we had 22.1. That was the low temperature. And the year before that was around 25, and the year before that was around 25, something like that. And then we had a cold year where the lakes froze. It was a lot colder everywhere else. We got down to around 21 something. Yep, off Cushion Lake, we had a lot of snow last month. Yeah. So we had 4.25 inches here on the north end of Salt Spring Island. So it just depends where you live on Salt Spring, because topography plays a big role in the island's climate. The farther you are in from the ocean and the elevation, if you're up higher, it's going to be colder. If you're in a valley, it's going to be colder, right? And often the valleys are colder than the higher places. That's the way it works on Salt Spring, because if you guys know anything about climate, cold air is like water. So if you're here and there's a valley here, even at our house, we had 4.25 inches of snow before Christmas. It was on the 21st. We had 4.2, but it went fast. Do you guys get sea effect? Yes. Yeah, but not like the Great Lakes. Not like that. The only, like, we can get dumped on really well here, just because it doesn't get that cold, but it can get cold enough to snow, so you get this wet, sticky snow. But anyway, I was saying, so cold air is like water, and it flows downhill like this, and it goes into the low spots, right? It goes into the valleys. So often it's warmer here. It's better to garden here than down here in this valley, because valleys or depressions or low areas are frost pockets or frost hollows. That's why when you see the Burgoyne Valley, you see the olives and the vineyards are on the slope, right? They're on the slope of the valley, and down in the valley is very cold. It's much colder in the valley than it is on the slope, because the cold air goes down and sits into that low area of the valley. That's the way it works. So I picked this house for a reason, this land to garden exotics on, and I looked at a lot of different places here. And I was growing Manganges before that, back in the 1980s, but here is much better because we're on a slope. I think the whole garden is on a slope. We're up here. Our exotic garden is up here, and it slopes away. All the cold air drains away. It's very, very rare, and I'm saying honestly, to scrape frost on a windshield here. Extremely rare. We've not scraped frost once on a windshield this year, and at Portlock Park, I've scraped it 4 times already. Heavy frost, maybe 4 times, maybe 5 times. And I've shot videos of it. I don't miss a thing. So if you don't believe me, you go to Banana JSSI and watch my videos of me scraping frost. And the first one would have been mid-October. That's how cold it gets 8 kilometers south of here at Portlock Park. The reason why? Portlock Park is in from the ocean, and it's up a bit, and it gets cold there. It's a frost pocket. Another bad frost pocket is Kanaka Road behind the high school. We have another park's work yard there, and I've scraped frost there in May. I've got videos of it because I record everything, and I've scraped frost there in early October. It's crazy. The cloudiness helps. It does, Sam. Absolutely. So if the clear nights, it can be a lot colder. So I think tonight is partly cloudy, so it is going to be cooler tonight. So we may get down to 2 or 3 degrees here. And if it gets to 2 or 3 degrees here, I guarantee I will be scraping frost tomorrow morning at Portlock Park, 8.2 or 8.3 kilometers south of here. It's so cold there this winter, it froze the cordy lines to the ground at Central Fire Hall. I planted those years ago. They were big ones too, so it froze them down in January, mid-January of 2020. It got cold enough to freeze the cordy lines there, and it also froze them at Portlock Park beside the building. And here at this place, at this location, none of our cordy lines were even damaged. So that's how cold it got there over here. It's amazing the difference in temperature 8 kilometers can make, and sometimes even 5 kilometers. It's a big difference in temperature, and your frost, and can be snow. Portlock's a wind tunnel too, so there's a lot of microclimates on Salt Spring Island, and a lot of people don't know that when they move here. They assume the whole island is the same. Well, I can tell you one thing. Salt Spring Island has 3 growing zones, right? And I've said this before. Zone 8A, Zone 8B, and Zone 9A. And I could take you into gardens where there's plants growing that will absolutely blow your mind, right? You would not ever associate these plants growing this far north, but yet they are growing this far north, never being winter protected, and they've been there for, well, now 27 years in some of these gardens. It's amazing. Snow to reflect sun and can make night. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you're right, Sam. There's a lot to know about weather, and there's a lot of people that don't know that. So they'll move to Salt Spring Island, And, and they'll move into one of the colder regions of Salt Spring Island, not knowing that. And they want to garden what they want to grow some of the same plants their friends are growing at Southey Point or Scott Point, but they won't work in there. They're going to be a short-term plant. I've seen Choice Citronata killed at Rainbow Pool. That's how cold it gets at Rainbow Pool. Rainbow Pool, to me, is a really cold area. And it's really hot in the summer. It's hotter in the summer, but super cold in the wintertime. There's been lots of frost there too. So anyway, there's a little bit of weather information about our rock, right? The coldest valleys on Salt Spring are Cushion, like Cushion Lake area, Blackburn, Burgoyne Valley is pretty cold. And also down Mearside, Ford Lake is extremely cold. And the Cranberry Valley is very cold, right? And you're going to get a lot more wind on top of the hills here too. That's the way it works. So we're very sheltered from wind here as well. That's why the eucalyptus trees are 100 feet tall. Anyway, guys, I'm going to back on out of here because it's getting late and I'm going to get ready for bed and I'm just going to go check my emails and see if I got any more seed orders. So thanks for joining me on the live stream. And well, you don't get as much cold last year. 9. Yeah, 9. The coldest temperature I've ever had here, Sam, was 18 degrees. 18 degrees Fahrenheit here at this location. That was a long time ago, but 18. Thank God it was short-lived. Anyway, guys, you guys take care and stay safe out there. And thanks for joining in the live stream on Gulf Island Rock. So this is Wendy's channel, and I like doing the live streams for her on here just because I like hanging out on her iPhone here. Cheers, Toby Joss. Cheers and aloha to you, and thanks for joining in there. And Sam 9, not bad at all. 9 is balmy and palmy there, Sam. That is, man. That's not bad at all. Very impressive. You guys, thanks for joining in, and I'll do a live stream. I might do a live stream tomorrow night on Banana JSSI. I may do that. Or if it's not on Banana JSSI, it might be on Jungle Joe C, okay? I might do it on one of my channels. Darn it. I was going to do them on Wendy's channel, so I'll do one on my channel too. So appreciate you guys coming in. It's always fun chatting with you guys. And I enjoy your comments. And thanks for watching the videos. And stay tuned for more videos. Raw and unedited on my channels and edited on Wendy's channel. All right, take care, you guys, and we will see you tomorrow. All right, and stay tuned for more YouTube videos. Have a good night. See you next stream, Sam. Thanks for coming in there and stay warm, my friends. Stay safe. I like the palm tree emojis because I like palm trees. Palm trees are awesome. All right, cheers. I'm ready for another palm tree tattoo really soon too, so we'll let you know when I get it, and maybe we should do a live stream when I'm getting a tattoo. Wendy does tattoos. That would be kind of cool, eh? A live stream while I'm getting a tattoo. Hey, that's a thought. I'll talk to Wendy about it and see if she'll let me do that. All right, guys, take care. I'm going to get a sable miner. That's going to be my next tattoo. A live stream getting a sable miner tattoo. Sweet. I'm going to do it. Whether she likes it or not, I'll just sneak the iPhone in there. All right, guys, take care. I'm out of here. Cheers and aloha. Stay safe. There's your hang loose. I cut my finger open today, so there's my Band-Aid. And a thumbs up to you guys. Cheers. Oh, Jane's just getting in there now, and I'm leaving soon, Jane. Well, you got to remember where Jane is. It's 2 hours behind you, lucky bum. It's only 7:30. No, 6:30. It's 6:30 and probably just starting to get dark in Honolulu. Jane, I envy you. There's a cold snap. But what's cold? Night, Michael. Cold snap in Hong Kong. Yeah, but what is cold in Hong Kong, Jane? How cold does it get in Hong Kong? What is a cold snap there, like maybe 14, 13 degrees Celsius? 4? Oh, not 4 Fahrenheit. 48. Yeah, there we go, 48. Okay, so, I'll take it. Jane, our high temperature today was 49. So you know what? I will take 48 degrees Fahrenheit any day of the week in Hong Kong. That is awesome. I would love it if that was my low temperature. But I much prefer your low temperatures, Jane, in Hawaii, because a cold night in Hawaii would probably be maybe in the 50s, really cold. Cold snap in Hong Kong as the polar vortex set move here. It's extremely cold in Siberia. Oh, no. 32 on the highest elevation. Interesting, Jane. As long as Alaska to the north keeps her doors closed, I'm not worried. But, I look at the temperatures in Alaska. Hey, I'm going to ask it. Hey, Google, what's the temperature in Anchorage, Alaska? Listen.
The current temperature in Anchorage is -1 degree. Due to current wind
That's
conditions,
good.
it feels like it's -6.
Okay, so that's not a problem. -1 degree in Anchorage, Alaska is not a problem. I don't worry. But if I say, hey, Google, what is the temperature in Alaska? And she says it's -35 degrees Celsius, then I worry. They have Siberia, you have Alaska. Yeah, we have Alaska. Right. Asper, Alaska. Oh, okay. Hey, Google, what's the temperature in Barrow, Alaska?
The
Listen,
temperature in Barrow right now is minus 23 degrees.
that's nothing. That's not that cold. I remember in 1989, early February 89, I was watching the temperatures in Alaska and it was crazy. It was like minus 40, minus 45, stuff like that, maybe minus 50. It was insane. They were just insane. And I says, man, if the jet stream changes and it pulls that down, we're doomed. Well, guess what? It did. And I didn't want to believe it. And I remember working out my yard that day, and I'll do Fairbanks too. And I didn't want to believe it because it was probably about 50 degrees Fahrenheit that day. And I was looking at the palm trees and I was loving the palm trees. I decided to wrap them up with burlap, the trunks. I never wrapped the leaves. And by nighttime, it was around minus 10 degrees Celsius and it totally freeze dried the palms. It got down to minus 12. Hey, Google, what's the temperature in Fairbanks, Alaska? She's not saying it. What did it say there, GD Gardens? One sec. Hey, Google, what's the temperature in Fairbanks, Alaska?
In Fairbanks right now, it's minus 14 degrees.
That's not cold. Minus 14 degrees in Alaska. This is interesting. Let's just watch this. Hey, Google, what is the temperature in Sitka, Alaska?
The temperature in Sitka right now is 8 degrees. Due
Minus
to current wind
35.
conditions, it feels like it's 4.
Minus 35 in Illinois. You know what? It's 8 degrees Celsius in Sitka, Alaska. And palms grew in Sitka, Alaska for 20 years. Did you know that? Hey, Google, what is the temperature on Haida Gwaii?
On the website surf-forecast.com, they say, today's Lepus Beach sea temperature is 46 degrees Fahrenheit. To find out more, look for the link in your Google Home or Google Assistant app.
Okay, Haida Gwaii are islands north of here, far north of here in British Columbia. So let's go. Hey, Google. Hey, Google. What's the temperature in Sandspit?
The current temperature in Sandspit is 8 degrees. There is currently a wind warning.
8 degrees in Sandspit. It's warmer there than here. Hey, Google. What's the temperature in Vladivostok, Russia?
The current temperature in Vladivostok is minus 18 degrees. Due to current wind
Not that bad.
conditions, it feels like it's minus 31.
It's actually not that bad. You know what I mean? But so anyway, I do keep an eye on the temperatures in Alaska because when we get cold, extreme cold weather, it comes from Alaska. And we call them an Alaska blaster here. And when that jet stream changes, it pulls it right down. And like I say, that cold, dry Alaskan air mixes with our warm, moist Pacific air, usually translates into a lot of snow. And yeah, colder temperatures. In December 2008, we had a lot of snow here, and it did get down to 18 degrees Fahrenheit. It was nasty. It was not nice. We didn't have any wind. There was no wind, but just a lot of snow and a lot of cold. And it weeded out some wimpy plants. None of the palm trees, none of the Trachycarpus palm trees were damaged at all. I did lose a big eucalyptus tree. I lost 2 eucalyptus trees that year. I lost my Trachycarpus martianus. I lost a Brahia edulis. I lost Armada, got damaged. Your Lucky Pacific is between Alaska and Great Plain. Yeah, so we got a lot of mountains, Sam, to the east, right? We have the Coast Range, and then we have the Rocky Mountains. So no cold air from over there gets in here. Trust me. And then plus we have the ocean here. The Pacific Ocean is our heat bank, right? And you got to remember, big bodies of water are heat bank. So we have the North Pacific Current, and we also have the offshore Japanese Current, and that really regulates our air temperatures. So like I say, there's never any extremes. The only extremes we get are once every decade or so, we get the Alaska blaster, and it comes in here like gangbusters. And if you're living out in the Fraser Valley, southeast of Vancouver, about 30 miles or so, they get nasty Arctic outflow winds. It is brutal. It is nasty. And I moved away from that. I lived in Zone 8A, 8B, and the winds out there in winter were just so nasty they would freeze dry everything. Try Yakutsk, Russia. Hey, Google, what is the temperature in Yakutsk, Russia?
In Yakutsk right now, it's minus 42 degrees.
Minus 42 degrees. That is cold. I don't even know what part of Russia that's in, but it's cold. Hey, here's one for you. Hey, Google, what is the temperature in Sochi, Russia?
The temperature in Sochi right now is 9 degrees.
That's where all the palm trees grow. Okay, here's one for you. Hey, Google, what's the temperature in Odessa, Ukraine?
The current temperature in Odessa is 2 degrees.
There's palm trees in Odessa. You know that, right? There's Trachycarpus palms in Odessa. Lots of Trachycarpus palms in Odessa, Ukraine. Alice Springs, Australia. Hey, Google, what is the temperature in Alice Springs, Australia?
The current temperature in Alice Springs is 32 degrees.
Celsius. That is toasty. That's like in the high 80s, right? What's 32? Or close to, isn't that close to like 90, right? That's like close to 90 degrees. That's toasty. That's too hot for me. Hey, here's one for you. 90. Hey, Google. Hey, Google. What's the temperature in Death Valley, California?
The temperature in Death Valley right now is 11 degrees.
It's a cold place, Mike. So it's 11 degrees Celsius. Here's one. Let's do Kihei, Maui. Hey, Google. What's the temperature in Kihei, Maui?
The temperature in Kihei right now is 24 degrees.
I need to be in Kihei, you guys. Anyway, guys, I'm going to roll. I think I've worn out Google. All right, thanks for joining in there. That's fun having it. I kind of like doing the streams because I can ask it weather, and I like weather. Weather and palms and exotics go hand in hand. I think a lot of people have gone to bed now, so I don't want to bore you anymore. You guys are diehards, by the way. Thanks for staying in there. Hey, Jane, thanks for popping in. Cheers and aloha to you. Stay safe out there, Jane. Meitia Young, bye-bye. Thanks for coming in there and saying bye-bye. Aloha to you and stay safe. Sam Pert. Okay, I'll do one more, Sam. Hey, Google. What's the temperature in Perth, Australia? Hey, Jane, take care.
In Perth, it's currently 40 degrees.
40 degrees. Jane, it's 40 degrees Celsius in Australia. Okay, Jane, take care, my friend. And all of you take care. And I'll do a live stream tomorrow night on Banana J SSI up in the man cave, okay? So if you're around, join in. See you, Sam. Take care, buddy. Thanks for joining in. I appreciate all you guys popping in there and saying hi, my worldwide friends and fellow exotic gardeners. And Jane, I do appreciate you posting pictures on people who love palm trees. Jane lives in Paradise. She's in the Central Pacific. And she always posts really nice pictures on people who love palm trees and exotic plants, one of my palm sites on Facebook. So if you guys are on Facebook, check out people who love palm trees and exotic plants. Okay, Google, one more thing for Michael. Hey, Google, what's the temperature in Reading, Pennsylvania?
The temperature in Reading right now is -2 degrees.
That's not that bad. -2 degrees. Not too shabby. It's about 27 degrees Fahrenheit there. Okay, guys, you take care and stay safe. And I'm going to click this thing off and go grab a drink of V8 Clamato juice or whatever it is, V8 juice, and call her a night. Cheers to you.